Cool. So we've got Elizabeth here. So feel free to just introduce yourself, Elizabeth. Tell us, obviously, who you are and what it is that you guys do.
Yeah, I am Elizabeth Ellis. I am an interior designer that is focused predominantly on 3D deliverables using the highest quality technology out there. I live in a great little town called Sun Valley, Idaho, and it's a ski resort. So a lot of our clients are very high-end second, third, fourth home owners. Currently very busy with remodels and new construction.
Awesome. So take me through where you were at in your design business before you came into Profitable Designer.
I literally left my previous employer probably 3 months before we found you, and I was starting my own business based off of supply and demand. There was a lot of opportunity to go out and create my own business, and there were a lot of places that I knew I didn't know things, which I was pretty fluent in the design side, but the business side was where I was lacking a lot of knowledge. So we found you and thought it was a great fit.
Cool. So take me through how you've enjoyed your experience in Profitable Designer so far. So obviously there's a few facets to the program. What facets have resonated the most with you from potentially like what you've learned standpoint, but also like the nature of the engagement? So are you one that benefits more from 10-minute one-on-ones or the group calls or the training or the Facebook group? Pretty open-ended question, but feel free to answer it as you like.
Yeah, so I am doing this probably a little slower than other people based off of how I'm enjoying understanding the information. I do love the videos, and I love to have the videos at my disposal when I'm driving the car and my husband's there, and then we can communicate and talk about everything once it's done and then relate it back to our business. So I've really enjoyed the modules. I think one of my favorite parts so far has been the mind, because that was a completely different change of thinking for me and change of getting healthy. And it's all about balance and figuring out your system and making sure that you're not going to be working Monday through Sunday, 8 to midnight. So that's been really helpful too. And I think that, learning that a niche is important, that an offer is important, has really helped solidify where I wanted to go in the market, and has kind of made us understand that we do have that and it's working. And that's a different aspect to what I originally thought running a design business was, inclusive of selling your intellectual property, not design. That was kind of mind blowing for me as well, which again is working, and I'm enjoying that process. I'm really enjoying seeing how these points work with potential clients and how they sign based off of those elements.
Awesome. So if you could like pinpoint potentially one or two or three, but like take me through what the biggest aha moment that you've had since being inside the program.
The biggest aha moment I think I've had is learning that you could be a great designer, but unless you can solve a problem and you can identify that problem with your client, it doesn't matter what kind of design you do. You're just like everybody else out there in the world of design. And so for me, the problem is clients can't visualize. And by identifying that and focusing my offer around visualization and 3D, that has been something that I've witnessed clients light up about. And it's their aha moment too, to where they have just realized that I can solve their problem without a huge investment. And that, I think, has been the most exciting part for me.
Do you feel like the response that you're getting is attributed to the fact that you've potentially removed the biggest barrier that would lead somebody to hire a designer like yourself?
Yeah, I feel like what I can provide them with in even just the first consultation is something that they haven't seen before. And so it sets me apart instantly, but it shows them what, I guess what they can get by hiring me, which is it's a lifelong project, really. They'll see it from the beginning and they'll have it through the end, inclusive of when the construction is done. They'll have the model, they'll have all of the information that they need there at their fingertips. And I think that sells itself, really.
Got it. So take me through, what kind of results have you seen implementing the thinking and the strategies?
Fabulous results. Really good ones. I love that you're pushing my boundaries when we talk about, don't stop, don't think that you're at full capacity, don't just price higher. And that has been, I've been in business for myself for 9 months at the end of this month. And I have had 5 price increases in 9 months. And now capable of actually bringing on employees that can help me scale, and the profitability of those employees. If I bill per hour like I would be doing it by myself, and they're covering the major workload, I'm at 88% profit on my billable hours. And so that the financial gains and then learning about how to scale has been fabulous in that sense. And I think that, there's still room to grow even further and build higher when I start really having complete projects. 9 months in interior design is in its infancy. You can't really finish a project in 9 months. So it'll be really great to start developing and seeing where these projects have gone and have even that much more intellectual property to showcase and test to see how efficient I've been.
Got it. So in regards to the 5 price increases, like what's the multiple difference potentially between when you started the program and now? And what's the difference in hard labor required to deliver it?
So, and I'm hoping I'm understanding that question. The multiple difference, I am, if I was apples to apples, I'm 73% higher in my billable hours now than when I started 9 months ago. And then I've also increased my purchasing profit as well, another 5%. So that's, I'm trying to keep within the industry standard and not go too high because I'm still new to the valley, and stay competitive. So those combined create quite a lot of profit in itself. And then what was the second part of the question?
Yeah, and then in regards to with the price increases and what you're charging, has the amount of work that you have to do to fulfill that project increased proportionally, or does charging more mean doing more stuff?
No. So I've created my business model that I charge a flat hourly fee, period. And within that flat hourly fee, the entire process of what I provide is inclusive, from schematic design all the way through throwing some VR goggles on and walking around your potential model. That hasn't changed. It's just my hourly rate is getting more expensive because I have 12 projects just by myself that I'm now farming out to other people. And that's working as well. So I'm actually opening up more time for myself to look at more of your modules and try and do a little bit more on the business side of things and leave the hard construction documentation to the people that I've hired to bring that on. So the workload is the same. I'm just allocating it differently.
Got it. And then take me through how potentially going through the training program has changed the outlook that you may have had on your business, 6 months ago before you came into the program.
Yeah, so I'm still working through it. I can't wait to start the second version. Yeah, I'm still pretty slow at it. But it's changed. You know, the website idea has changed, and so now I'm fully focused on getting a video put together and completely revamping the website. That's not going to happen yet, but it's on the forefront of my mind, and that's not something that I was even considering coming into this. And so seeing how there are more, I don't want to say simple, but simple ways of putting the business out there and having things identified easier than having to scroll through lots of website pages and do a lot of reading made a lot of sense to me. And then, I'm still sort of in that position right now where some of it isn't applicable, but I'm hoping it will be soon.
Mhm.
So I'm enjoying learning about the stuff that I haven't actually even considered on my plate yet, like marketing and sales calls. I haven't had to do that really. So I'm looking forward to that next step of the program to be able to implement what I'm learning.
Awesome. Cool. Well, yeah, thank you for your time, Elizabeth, and we'll speak again really soon.
Okay, great.
Thanks.